Good morning. Hopefully today is going to be a much better trail. And it's really cooled off for Floridians. And should be a nice hiking weather day also. You know, when the trailblazers are on a highway, you're in trouble. Yeah, I'm road walking again. Had a couple miles through Yates Marsh where I slept last night, and then a couple more through a marsh this morning. I don't know if that was still Yates or not. And back on the road. Now I'm heading for a major highway, I think 98. So I don't know when all this agony ends. And I just saw like 3 gators walk across the road just before sunrise. And I haven't really shown you any great sunrises because, I think this is almost 2 weeks on the trail, another couple days. I've had overcast weather. It rained again last night. I got a perfect director. It's rained every day, I think every night. So a lot of people ask me about hiking in the dark, and it's probably more dangerous out here on the road. I just have to watch for early morning people going to work. Probably don't run over me, make sure they see my light, and I always walk into traffic so I can see if somebody's gonna run me over. Here would be jump or swim, or jump and swim, because there's water on both sides of the road. But you got to be comfortable in your own skin, everybody's different. Some people, I guess, are afraid of the dark, but I like hiking early in the morning. Usually on a through hike, I'm up at 4, packed up and moving, and usually I get a beautiful sunrise. So a lot of my friends who aren't backpackers or through hikers for sure, they have no perspective. So when they see I'm hiking in the dark and in Florida, they all picture me getting eaten by an alligator. But I tell them to, check the statistics. For every human that's eaten by an alligator, humans have killed 1 million alligators. So they're probably more worried about me than I am of them. In the morning they're sitting together going, "Oh my gosh, George, I saw a human today. You think we're safe out here?" And of course the answer is no, they aren't. So, Waterboy's been here. I'm coming off 98 and I think I'll have breakfast because it looks like a nice little bench to sit on. Thanks, Waterboy. So I'm finally getting off the road, going into a wet area. So a group that's maintaining the trail here, a gal just stopped and told me it was really wet in here and she'd give me a ride. But I told her I've been pounding pavement for 150 miles. I've been waiting for wet jungle. And then another hiker just came by and talked to me, but he's staying on the road. But I think I've got at least 15 good miles of actual trail, so I'm looking forward to it. Again, Waterboy's been here. I had breakfast on his bench and drank his water. Thanks again, Waterboy. Yeah, now this is more like it. So it's a beautiful section of trail in here, wet prairie, surrounded by cypress swamp, and it is very wet, so I've decided to switch to my sacrificial phone camera because if I drop my good phone in, I'm not going to be a happy camper. So This one works just fine. These are all cypress knees. Wow, this is really beautiful in here. Live oaks and Spanish moss. Is this Florida or what? So my little friend, the immature osprey, didn't do well. He did move during the night, actually came closer to my tent. And when I got up in the dark this morning, I started looking around for him with my light, and I found him. He was dead. I'm thinking poison. And when I saw the trail maintainer who offered me a ride around this wet area this morning, she said she had seen a scavenger dead. And you know, they eat everything after it's dead. And so maybe they're getting into something around here. I mean, you know, we aren't very smart as a species. Rachel Carson warned us back in the 60s, and all they did was demonize her. And all these pesticides, I think, are affecting everything. I mean, you can run, but you can't hide. Plastics, all kinds of synthetic chemicals. We're ingesting it every day. I have a cousin who's he was born a genius. I think he won the Woodrow Wilson Award for Atomic Energy at 14 and taught at USC at 16. And he went to work for Monsanto, which became Pharmacia, famous for their Roundup. And we're really not cousins. I tell him we're pallbearers because I only see him at funerals. And they kind of separate us because we debate a lot. So the last time I saw him, so he developed the BT growth hormone for cows. He developed a genetic soybean that would take more Roundup, not less. And so when we debate, he tells me that he's feeding the world with his technology, and I said, "You're choking the world with your technology." And my very rotund cousin, who was sitting in the pew behind us, said, "Put me down for choking, please." That was my turn, but I don't see a turn here. It looks like the trail goes straight to me. Anyway, there's a lot of agriculture in this area, and I'm sure these birds get into things that their system just can't handle, and he was a victim. So I hear traffic, so I think there's a road crossing ahead, but it's just a crossing. I don't think I have to walk any road. And I just passed a sign that said aggressive bees, caution, ground bees. And so I was double timing it through there. I've dealt with them 3 or 4 times in the past, and you disturb them, they're on you like ugly on an ape, and you're sprinting and slapping yourself silly, and you're still going to get stung a few dozen times. So luckily I didn't see him, and then I saw a sign coming southbound that warned of it too, so it must be just that one area. But you never know when you're going to run into something like that. You just have to deal with it. And if you don't think you can run, once they get on you, they'll motivate you. You'll run. So it's raining again. Trying to get me wet at both ends today. Okay, I gotta crawl under this one. I hear like a mower ahead, so I'm thinking that's probably this trail crew. Anyway, when you have to get down on your hands and knees and crawl under something on the trail, that's using muscles that you don't use when you're road walking, so it's actually a good thing. This is Rabbit Foot. He's just about to finish the ECT. He's got another 300 miles. And that's a feat.
Less than 400 miles to go.
Yeah, well, good for you. So that was pretty cool. Rabbit Foot's been on the trail since May. And he's just about to complete the, so it's the Florida Trail, the Pinhoti Trail, the Appalachian Trail, the International Appalachian Trail. So only a few people have really done that. And he wants to go to Billy Goat Days because he had met Nimble Will Nomad. He's the first guy that did it, the guy who named the trail. And he wants to spend some time with him again. So anyway, again, that's a journey. This is why we can all hike these trails, guys like this. Howdy.
How you doing?
Good, how you doing? Thanks for the trail work. Oh, that was a great little stop. The lady that was going to give me the ride this morning was there. And another lady, Barb, and I guess their husbands. And anyway, they gave me trail magic. I had Gatorade, I had Fritos, had great conversation, which is better than Gatorade and Fritos. And they've just mowed this whole trail here. They said as far as they could go because of water. So we got smooth sailing for a while. So I've got about 1.5 miles to a road and then a short road walk. And it's about 4 miles and some change where I'm staying tonight. Starvation Slough. I thought I messed up, but I'm following Orange Blazes. But then I remembered that Rabbit Foot told me they put a new section of trail in here. So if you look at far out, you're off the trail, which was the road before this. So today has been so much better than road walking, but it's not all wild. Here basically, probably the majority of the day I've been following this fence line, which borders agricultural land. So wild on one side, not so wild on the other. Muddy, wet, lots of different types of terrain, so it's really been easier on the legs and the feet. I mean, you just can't believe how much difference it makes from pavement walking to uneven walking like this. So much better. Figured out the noise. It's airboats. One guy just pulled out with his. So it must be a big wet prairie out in here that they use those airboats. There's my night right there. Okay, I'm gonna call it a day. Let it rain. Starvation Slough has a dirt floor shelter, and I'm set up right underneath it. So maybe in the morning I'll wake up with a dry tent for a change.